So this is the rules of the game. It's a game to see who can lie the best or tell the truth the worst. I will be handing out 3 rounds of questions. They will be presenting either the truth or a bullshot. It will be the job of the other team to guess whether they are being bullshotted or whether they are being told the truth. All of the words are old English words and phrases that have gone out of fashion. And they're now being used. We don't know where they came from at all. They've gone, they've disappeared from the lexicon. But they are true words that once existed. And most of them come from Victorian slang. As the people read out the words, they will be doing their best to bluff the other team and to see whether they are telling the truth. And we are going to start with Jeremiah's team on round 1. And we're short on time. This is round 1. Okay? Open them carefully so that the audience and the team does not see. And the first word is... We're short on time, so I'm just going to keep going as fast as I can. The first word today is mawkish. Mawkish. This is Team 210, which represents the 210 steps from Dracula, and Team Frankenstein.
Frankensteiners.
The Frankensteiners, who are representing Frankenstein's.
I was thinking it's more of a pro wrestling reference than anything else.
Jeremiah, as team captain, you can go first.
I get it.
Your description of the word mawkish.
Mawkish. So, when you were trying to explain to somebody something and you were regaling your youth or other things or you're recollecting and you pick words that are poorly chosen. We've all been there. Some of us too many times. That is essentially to be mawkish, to make a mawkish statement.
Huh.
We're going to go with Nancy. Is it Nancy?
No, Laura's right.
Laura. We're going with Laura.
Okay,
He's blind.
We'll just keep shuffling them.
so I once I missed days of my former life as Russian prisoner in Siberia with a priest. All the Gulag men and women were so called that they called women bitches. You know, call that a bitch, a cold bitch. I scratch my head every time I hear the term bitch and heat. In my experience, when fire was going and we had heat, women were quite pleasant. But when it got cold again, the women returned to their mockish or bitchy ways.
And Nancy.
Mawkish. Mawkish is a slur. When someone is, especially a male, is just being super rude and obnoxious. And they're just mawkish. They're just ugh. Could you go sexist? Go I get to go down.
Okay. So thank you for your description. Is it to recall with poorly, to hang out and return to a bitchy state in a gulag? Forgive me for putting it that way. Or is it to be a bit of an asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
An asshole.
So what do you guys think?
It's up to your team to guess. What do you think is the truth?
I'm not voting. Because I was thinking it was first, explaining things in a poor manner. But I think Donna might think that if it's the third definition of me sometimes. our glorious chief CEO here. I've been outvoted, so our decision is the third definition, the slur.
The slur of a man. Could the real person please stand up and hold up their card? Jeremiah was my second choice. And we're going to go over to the Frankensteiners, and we are going to look at
Take a pick.
who is going to be winning and who is not. And your word Cucumbered. What is to be cucumbered? Are
I
they
find sometimes something like
Cucumberish?
cucumberish? Cucumberish.
Oh.
And Sherry did have a rather entertaining one for this.
It is Sunday, we shall keep it clean, I
Yes.
think.
There's no children.
There's no
is there?
children.
Okay, good. Okay, so cucumberish. Josh, what is to be cucumberish?
Well, whenever I think of cucumbers, I do not think of it in the way that you probably do. But because I am a foodie, and I notice that cucumbers, while they are green, have a lot of moisture, there's not a lot of nutritional benefit. So I'm thinking if you're cucumberish, it means you're saying something that really does not have any import.
And here's Kristen. Sorry.
Alright, so cucumberish, cucumbers, you can put them in vinegar and make pickles. So I think so my understanding of it is that it's people that have really moisturized their skin and taken care of their skin. And so it's kind of like a compliment that they're looking fresh, they're looking cucumberish. Exactly, dewy, yes.
Ooh.
Exactly. You know, they have the cucumber masks and everything now. I think it's cool that it lived on a little bit, but not in its true fashion.
And Lois.
Cucumberish in reference to finding yourself in a pickle in specifically a financial situation. It is when you are destitute or want or need for money. That is being cucumberish.
So,
I think Sunday at a convention.
Yes.
as we all are after our shopping yesterday. So, is cucumberish to be on the verge of destitution? To be on the revelation of looking fresh and cool? Or is it to be
I said it was to have nothing of import.
nothing of importance to add to the conversation? A little like me on this panel. What do you think it is, the two things?
Suspense is terrible.
I'm gonna have to push you.
Come on, TikTok, y'all.
Can someone give me an 11:30 morning? In the audience, 11:30 morning?
We're gonna go ahead and go with Josh.
Josh, could the person telling the truth please reveal their card and stand up?
I was right, Lois.
And we're going to go straight up to round two, Ryan Lewis.
Very good, sir. Very good.
Very good.
With the scores of 1-1, and remember, I do offer points for comedic collaboration and reaction, which is quite important in this one, and I'm glad that there are kids in here, because your team, if you'd like to hand over your envelopes, your word is
It's always good when there's not kids. 'Cause we're-
hunting the squirrel.
We've entered phrases now. We graduated from words.
Yes.
Madacity.
What would one do if one was hunting the squirrel?
The options are limited.
I know, right?
Alright, so, that's the squirrel. It's my understanding that the squirrel hunt is a preferred hillbilly pastime. In addition to possum stew and baked badger, squirrel legs and squirrel wings slathered in hot sauce, they become popular in many at the family gatherings. Like a game of horseshoes or frisbee tag, hunting the squirrel has been added to these gatherings as a purpose. That's squirrel hunt.
Butter is good, it tastes chickeny, but tangy.
It's about
I've had it before. It is a little restaurant. My next.
I'll let you go next, I'll go last.
Okay, my hunting the squirrel. This is a naughty game that they play. The woman would run. Yeah. And then the man would chase the woman. And then suddenly she would turn and look at him. And then he would run. And she would chase him. And then it was a game that you go back and you go to forth and then making big. So like what's it? Double entendre kind of thing, like making big. I think is that short? I don't know. It's dirty. And it just as a little side note, it's frequently used on Christmas cards to make a merry. But because hunting the squirrel, making merry is hunting the squirrel is a little game you play back in the book. And then
Sorry. I thought you were going to.
I'm done now. There was airtime.
Okay.
We pressed for time, so I'm taking a pause.
I know.
Done.
It's okay.
So hunting the squirrel was a common term used for when a gentleman would be in his cups and droning on and on and on the story and not really getting to the point, just kind of meandering through his thoughts. And eventually he would find what he was supposed to be speaking of. But much like a squirrel chasing a nut, this man could not for the life of him just get to the point. And there were other terms that were used, but that was the one that became most popular and was a little bit tongue in cheek, if you will.
So is hunting the squirrel a lot like one of my first drafts before my paper readers have got it? You're not getting to the point. Is it a kind of tasty snack game with playing a hoedown? Or is it to be making merry at Christmas with a little flirtatious game? What do you
Not
think?
getting to the point is what the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah, I think that first one would do that. We believe the definition is not getting to the point.
Very good guess.
Yes, could the real person leave all their comments?
Although sometimes when you are hunting the squirrel and making a merry, you have to say to the man, when you hear Christmas being mentioned as making merry, it's not actually as we see today. Making merry was a lot of adult games, and if you look at old prints of people making merry, you will find lots of hands up skirts and sausages down trousers and stuff like that. Making merry was actually to be very rambunctious.
And I thought, Are You There, Moriarty was
So just
violent.
think, Christmas will come and you will see the making merry on the Christmas cards, and now you will be like, it's ruined now.
What is it though?
And the next word, so you have got bellows to mend, Team Frankenstein. What is, yes, then Kristen, is it Kristen or Kristen? Kristen. Kristen, please tell us what it is to have got bellows to mend.
Well, this one makes me think of my respiratory degree because it's getting, the bellows were kind of like the things that they in the fireplace, right, to kind of stoke the fire, and so you push air into it to help the fire be more healthy. And so bellows to mend is when you're trying to use exercise to kind of fix your own bellows, right? So I actually liked this word of that from a respiratory standpoint.
Lois, please.
Lois. Actually, the use of the wind or the bellow in this situation is not so much respiratory, but referring to wind from a window or something. It's a reference to fixing tapestry or blinds or things like that. You have to mend them because the curtains are messed up in some sort of way. So the wind, the bellow is the wind coming through.
Well, I with great respect to my teammates, I'm going to have to say that my definition of it is that if you have bellows to mend, you got shit to do. and it is important to do. So especially in wintertime, because whenever you do use the bellows, you're using them in the fireplace. You got to keep the place hot. In order to do that, you got to do the little things. You got to sew the bellows up a little bit to make sure that maximum air goes through. So bellows to men, simply, you got to get stuff done, and you got to get it done right. In the words of my governor, Josh Shapiro, get shit done.
You said a slur.
May the Lord forgive me for using a curse
The
word.
next round is digging the knob. I think we can manage a little bit of shit.
Josh is so also. We had this conversation yesterday.
So, is a respiratory exercise to bend the bellows? Is it to fix a rather strong draft? Is what I'm getting from you?
Well, the curtains.
Yeah, the curtains.
Mend the curtains.
Bellowing curtains, or is it to get stuff done?
Yeah.
Which is it,
Kristen,
Kristen?
we choose you.
Very good job.
Use
Very good job.
lightning bolt.
The correct person wins on that card. 3-1.
Although in full honesty, Governor Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania has said that in public speeches, get shit done.
I like that.
Probably met him many times. When he used to be a
Very nice guy.
Very nice guy. Without further ado, we're going to get straight on to our previous one, which was digging the knob. What is it to be digging the knob? And I am dying to hear Nancy's definition.
Nancy,
I'm dying to hear what accent she's going to use.
Nancy reads a lot of my beta drafts when I'm writing.
What is what? I have an accent. What is the accent? I don't know the accent.
It's the Laura, isn't it?
Laura, never mind.
Okay, so Nancy, do you want to go first? In the final round, everything to play for.
Like I said, I don't know. Dig a little slower. Being digged in the knob is a sexual act. That knob meant head, so the blowjob. It's the blowjob.
Do we have children here?
No.
Good.
It's the crap.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm so.
If you do that act, you will not have children.
It's, yes. No.
Yeah, you do.
Look how she's fanning herself when she says,
I am a
I've just been
parliamentary-
digging the knob.
That's
Has anyone seen the Colonel, Mr. Langus?
Colonel Angus is from the deep south.
Oh, he's not a curl.
Ladies love Colonel Angus.
He's just simply anal Angus now.
Angus, I thought he
I need promotion more.
Please call me by my given name,
All
Anal
right.
Angus.
So when you get it, just come around the corner and ask for anal
He
Angus.
said he knows what a knob is.
We'll get straight on with Maya.
No, you go first. I'll be last again.
Oh, you're
I'm giving them the show.
Okay. So, Laura.
Anyone who's familiar with what a knob is knows that a knob is like a novice or a beginner, especially if they're playing games. Well, in this case, if you're giving them the knob or digging the knob, they'll have a way with your words. You're saying, I'm feeling like I'm listening. Similar, but the virtual aspect is important. That's what.
So then they. Latest of the night, a hose.
Okay, Josh, forgive me for these words.
You're forgiven.
In our modern free-spoken society, we might call these people dumbasses or numbnuts. For they are people who are considered unintelligent, and this word is basically a derivative of us calling them such not so kind words to say that they are dumb as hell. Sounds elegant.
Is it some kind of act which we're going to refrain from using certain words? Is it to virtually have your way with a maiden? Or is it someone who's just Dipped in the knob and stupid.
That was hell.
That was hell. So, Frankenstein, which do you think it is?
We think it is Jeremiah's.
Analingus.
Or in my particular phrase, dumber than a bag of hammers.
Pretty dumb.
Could be real definition, please stand up.
That was me. Thanks for playing.
And winning that tie game.
Yeah.
So it is all to play for on this one.
3-2. You could tie the game here. And your final word is. I'm so sorry about this. I usually do this game on an evening. What is a bone box? What is a bone box?
Leo.
You know I do purposely pick these for a entertainment value. I'll show you a picture later. Okay. Frankensteins, could we please have your definitions?
So, I thought that these were words that had like died out, so I'm kind of confused because I'm a witch and I know this one. So it's a part of a hex or a protection ward that you can do, and you can add bone magic in, and so that would be a bone ward or a bone box. And yeah, so I actually knew that one. I was excited. Or sorry, yeah. All right, let's go next.
Lois.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
I am actually going to take a cue from our opposing team and say that bone box is, in reference to something more oral, it is the mouth. The bone being the teeth, the box being the mouth.
That's not where we're going.
Thank you for saving that one. I want to do this panel again. Anyway, before he bursts into flames, let's go.
Am I blushing that much?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You
it's not just the reflection off the shirt.
You should, so you can get Tony down.
A bone box. Oh, it's just it is derived out of the Old West. Bone box was another word for coffin. I mean, whenever you took the guy over to the undertaker's, we have these wonderful velvet-lined coffins for sale. Nah, he was a rustler. Just put him in a bone box.
Okay. Is it a coffee?
Now in a letter.
A coffee, a mouse, or an X? 2 tens, please tell us.
I think it is Lois Wolf.
A real person, please stand up.
He got it.
Undefeated 2 years in a row.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with a score of 5-2, the 2 tens have it. But equal thanks goes to the Frankensteins for their effort. And I would like to thank you all for attending. Call my Bullshot.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank our beautiful agency for giving us the good luck this evening.
And if you would like to see this contest played again, please let me know and please let Donna know.